Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here from the HBAR Foundation, and they say, we're excited to announce that VC backed at Enter the Origin has built its token launchpad on at Hedera, enabling both top VC and retail to invest alongside each other in the upcoming wave of next-gen dApps on the network. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down here because we've got Genfinity who've also just added onto this. So they say, breaking. Origin debuts on Hedera, bringing VC level opportunities to retail investors. At Enter the Origin is leveling the playing field between retail and venture capital. High growth projects are no longer just for institutions on the HBAR network. Amazing stuff to see here. So the last thing I'll just quickly show is just the title of this article that Genfinity did on their own website. It says, Origin Launchpad debuts on Hedera, democratizing early stage crypto investments. Okay, so yeah, one of the things that I've always told you guys what I like about crypto is not just because of the technology and stuff, and obviously the fact that we can make money off of this, these tokens and off of this technology, but it's also the fact that it levels the playing field. That's what crypto was designed for, right? Like when it was first brought out, it was to take away the whole centralized aspect of money and stuff like that. It was meant to be Bitcoin, like a peer-to-peer money system. That's what it was originally envisioned to be. And so this is where crypto, as you know, they do a lot of things from a decentralized aspect, right? In terms of decentralized finance, like tokenization, making things more decentralized, everything really can be done from a decentralized aspect when it comes to cryptocurrency. And so for me, one of the greatest things and one of the reasons why I really like being in crypto is the decentralized aspect. It's the fact that it really did level the playing field in a way that was never done before, because you've got to understand that normally when you're talking about like finance and things like that, let's talk about this kind of situation here. We're talking about VCs. So what's VCs? VCs is venture capital. So when you're talking about venture capital, what you're talking about is, okay, let's say someone has an idea for a company, okay, and they're trying to get it set off the ground and they need some early stage in funding, right? So it could be a thing of, let's just say I've got the next social media app on my mind and I need money at first to get it off the ground because I haven't got enough money myself. So I can go to venture capitalists. I can obviously show them my idea, give them my proposal of what I think it can do and where I think it can go, and give it projections and stuff like that. And then people can invest. Okay. And that's how things like, Uber got its start, Lyft, these types of companies. They were basically sent to VCs first, and they decided whether to invest or not. Now, the thing with this is, to be a venture capitalist, you normally have to be an accredited investor, which basically means you have to have quite a lot of wealth, right? So to qualify as an accredited investor, I believe it's either you either have to have earned a million in a year, or you have to have over $250,000 in the bank or something like that to qualify as an accredited investor. So clearly that's a huge divide of people who would be able to qualify to get involved in some of these companies. But if you did, for example, if you were someone who invested in Uber, you stood to make a lot of money, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, not all companies are guaranteed to be successful, but you have the opportunity. And if you think about that from the perspective of crypto, right? Crypto came out. It's not that all cryptos are going to be successful. Some won't, right? But you have to do your research and look at the cryptos that you think have value and think that, they have great use cases and utility, and see, what the network can do. And then you have to make a decision on whether you think that's a good investment or not, right? And so the problem with how this has been in the past is that, there's been a huge gap of people who have the opportunity to invest and who don't. It's basically more of a rich get rich and the poor get poorer, right? Because there may have been, people who didn't have the money to qualify as an accredited investor who would have invested into Uber. They might have thought, hey, that sounds like a really good idea. I can imagine that being very successful. And they'd have been right and made a whole lot of money. But obviously, because of the way the things are in terms of being an accredited investor to qualify, they wouldn't have had that opportunity. And so this is where crypto comes in and was such a great thing, because crypto was just released to everybody. Everybody had the opportunity to invest in crypto. There was no, barrier to entry or anything like that. The door was open for everyone. And it's funny because we're in a position where we actually beat the institutions, right? Because normally the institutions, as I said earlier, like accredited investors and stuff like that, and, you know, the big companies and, you know, banks and stuff, they normally get like first refusal. Like they get the first chance to invest if they want to. And so the problem is that by the time these, you know, companies are successful, that's when we get the chance to get in. But it's like we've already missed the opportunity of getting in early. So we've missed the main chance of wealth from that, you know, investment. But with crypto, that wasn't the case. You know, crypto was just released and people had the chance to buy in. And so people end up getting rich off of Bitcoin, and people have got rich off, you know, XRP, HBAR and things like that. And so here we are now. And once again, like we're in a unique position because we are in this position where we can invest in crypto, and we're in early before the institutions have got here. Like the institutions are still, you know, they're coming in, but it's a very slow process because, you know, regulations are here and stuff like that. So we're in a very unique position here. And this is the first time we've been in this position where we've actually been able to get in before the actual, you know, the actual institutions get involved. And so what we've got here is just another version of that in terms of, you know, people being able to basically invest in early stage crypto investments, which is just like what we do now with crypto, right? Like we're looking at crypto tokens that we think have value, think that will be, you know, here in the long term, and think there will be valuable assets, and we're getting a chance to invest. But now they're looking at things that like could be crypto ideas, right? So people could have like an idea for, you know, let's just say, oh, I'm going to use HBAR to do this use case, right? I've got this idea for a use case for HBAR. And if people like the idea, they can say, hey, that sounds good. That sounds like something I want to invest in. And so what Origin are doing here is they're making it available not just to VCs, they're making it available to just the general retail investors, which I think is great because, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I'll say, yeah. The reason why they say that you can't invest, they say it's because, that, you know, they worry that you're going to make poor financial decisions. Well, if that's the case, why do you allow people to go to casinos, right? So you can tell us what to do in terms of trying to invest in a company, which, yes, it may not always go right, but at the end of the day, you're actually investing in something that could actually turn around and make you a lot of money. But if you want to just go to a casino and just throw your money on, you know, on red and just see what happens, that's okay. You can see the hypocrisy in this, right? So you can tell that this is a thing where it's not because they've got your best interest at heart. It's to hold you back. It's to stop people from getting into these situations to get life-changing wealth. And I think, if I'd be honest with you, I do believe that's part of why the Biden administration was so hard on crypto. I don't think they wanted it to thrive. I really don't think they did. And so at the end of the day, this is a thing where you can see that crypto's here to stay. It is going to only grow from here. And now they're opening the door for the average retail to not only just invest in the cryptos, but the crypto ideas, the crypto startup companies who may have an idea of using, you know, a blockchain or a hashgraph to, you know, do certain things with the technology and things like that. And you can invest. Right? So again, look, it doesn't guarantee everything's going to be a success. It doesn't, but that's not the point. You're investing, so that's already a smart thing because you're not just throwing it away, like I said earlier, gambling, right? You're investing in things that you think, oh, well, that sounds like it could be a good company. Let me invest in that. And hopefully it works out. But if it doesn't, it's like, okay, you know, that one didn't really work out the way I thought it would, but let me then try invest in another company, you know. That's just the way this stuff works. And that's why, you know, when it comes to investing, people say like it's good to have just like a general exposure to the market rather than just like going heavy in one asset. Now, there's pros and cons to either way, but, you know, like what people say is if you want to like hedge your bets where you like, you're not just spreading yourself all in on one token, kind of like not putting all your eggs in one basket, well then you just, you know, you get into numerous things. And you could do the same here. Like you don't just say, okay, I've got this amount of savings, I'm going to put it all on this one like company startup. You can say, okay, well there's 3 startups here. I like the sound of all of these. I've looked at the prospects. I believe all 3 could potentially be successful. Let me invest a certain amount into each one. And then from that, if let's just say one of them fails, the other 2 could be successful, right? Or the 2 of them could fail and the last one's successful, or they could all be successful. But that way you've been safe in terms of not just investing in just one token, right? And so this is the kind of thing that this is allowing. And as I said before, this is why I just love crypto, man, because it's all about power to the people. This is what the true love of crypto is, and the true message of what crypto is. It's decentralization. It's not, hey, we're going to decide who gets to get involved in this and who gets the benefit. No, everybody does. You've all got an equal opportunity. And that's why crypto is one of these things where this may be the only time we see something like this. Or if it is something that we see again, it may not be in our lifetime, right? Very possible. You know, like, this isn't a common thing. It's really not. It is really not a common thing at all. So the position that we're in, believe me, it's so unique. And this is why, again, like, when I look at the market stuff, I'm not worrying about price, because I see all this stuff and the opportunities that we are in for here and how early we are in this space. And I can tell where the future's going and the potential that we've got. And, you know, how we can, like, now invest in early stage crypto startups and stuff like that. Like, you got to understand the position that we're in, and it's so unique. We're in such a good position, and, you know, you really don't want to take this for granted. So for me, I look at this, I think it's great. I really like the idea of the use case. Again, I like the fact that they're leveling the playing field. They're not making it so it's just VCs now. They're making it available to the retail investors. You know, really and truly, we all earn our money. We've got a right to invest it how we see fit. If we want to invest it in a company that we believe in, and if we get it wrong, that's on us, right? As I say, if you're going to allow us to gamble, then you should allow us to actually invest. Investing money is a lot more smarter than gambling money, right? So if you're going to do that, then ban gambling then, you know, like, because that's a lot more dangerous. But they won't do that, because that helps companies make a lot of money, right? That helps, like, economies, literally. You know, imagine if there was to ban gambling, what would happen to Las Vegas, right? Like, this is the thing. So it's all about money at the end of the day. And this is why I like it. Like, the whole thing of crypto is making it fair for everyone, and this is just a true example of that. So I'll keep an eye on this. But guys, if you're someone who looks at trying to invest and you're looking at investing at more than just crypto tokens, maybe this is something that you want to look at. Like, you might just want to see if there's any, you know, crypto startups that you see that have any potential, because you may want to potentially invest in them. So, you know, this is definitely one to watch. Keep an eye out for this, guys. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.